Welcome back to Prezco. I'm the Business Prez, and today we're looking at the daily trend in terms of the Bitcoin pair. Now, the Bitcoin is the leader of the market, and if we're investing in altcoins, we need to know what Bitcoin's doing. If Bitcoin's going up, usually altcoins are going up faster. If Bitcoin's going down, altcoins are going down faster. So, let's have a look at the charts and see exactly what's going on. If you like the quality of this content, smash that like button. And if you want to know more, I'll show you how to get that towards the end. First of all, we're looking at Ethereum. We'll be looking at XRP, and we'll be following it up with the altcoin, as typical daily trend style. So this is Ethereum versus Bitcoin on the weekly trend. As you can see, get rid of the ads, no one wants to see ads, calm down. As you can see, the last cycle was very, very wavy, and then we fully flattened out. This is what a bear market looks like. This is what we're about to go into, but first, fingers crossed anyway, we might see some of this parabolic price action. Now, if you watched last video, you'll understand now that the markets are very different. That money is getting pulled out of circulation rather than getting chucked into circulation. But Bitcoin was coming off the back of the 2008 financial crisis. So cryptos were made for situations like this, where everyone needs a safe haven to run into. The only problem is, there's a lot of people in the world, and this is now global currency. So after the bottom, we broke up with an impulse. The impulse corrects with this channel. Now this channel could be bullish, it could be bearish, depending on which way it breaks up. If support holds, which I think it will, then we're likely to go up test resistance. If resistance breaks, then we're likely to go parabolic. However, we could get rejected either resistance and support might fail. So we just have to play it a day at a time. Now looking at the momentum, we have topped out, but we are flattening out at the 0 line. The RSI is flattening out at the 50. So things could be very interesting. Now, zooming in, let's look at the daily. We're all about the daily trend after all. Because investors, they zoom out, they look at the big picture. But traders, we zoom in, try and get whatever we can out of the market. You can play both, obviously, but you need to distinguish what you're doing, whether your portfolio is a long-term investment portfolio or a short-term trading portfolio, and you can have both. Now, on the daily time frame, things look very different. We're in this accumulation channel again. And we can see that we're coming down on the RSI here. We topped out at the top with the bearish cross. We bottomed out with the bullish cross here at the bottom. And what the indicators are showing me is a divergence, because we're flat on the price, but we're making a higher low on divergence, a higher low on the RSI, giving it divergence. Now this neckline, by the black line, we've broken out to the upside. So we've broken resistance, and that is indicated here. We've broken the resistance. So we're likely to come down and test it one more time. And if we do, well, the momentum indicators will be very bullish, as well as the price action fundamentally be very bullish. We could see, or we're expecting to see, push to the upside. Now that'll take a few days to play out, so we'll just have to watch it. And Ethereum against the dollar has broken out of resistance, however is starting to top out. So we'll just have to see. No doubt we'll pull back one more time, test some support levels, and then that'll give us a lift to break the resistance. Now that's Ethereum. Ethereum is the leader of the altcoins, as we know. So let's move on to XRP. This is XRP on the weekly. Now XRP can get very parabolic. Now we have seen momentum heavily decrease over time, and it has not started its new bull run yet, because the SEC case, literally as we were breaking out, they decided to sue Ripple, and then the market collapsed. It ate bear breakfast. But even between this low and this low, we made a bullish divergence. And then we consolidated in this here channel, and we seem to be breaking out of the channel. So even though price looks very sideways, it's technically looking very good. Now on the momentum, we've come from extremely oversold in the terms of the MACD and hit resistance at the 0 line. We made a bottom, but it was a higher low, but a lower low on price. So that is divergence. We've got one on the RSI, we've got one on the MACD. Usually the MACD is a longer term indicator. It happens after, it's a confirmation, but when you get bullish divergence like this, that looks very good. The only problem is why we haven't seen bullish price action is because it's under the 0 line. We're still under the 0 line, but we're making higher lows into that 0 line, and when we cross it, we can see a big bullish candle here and push up to resistance. So things are looking very good for XRP, even while it's still in this lawsuit. Versus Bitcoin, it is holding its own. Now if we zoom into the daily here, see if we can find anything else, we can see that we are holding the support zone quite well. Not much is happening, except fundamentally in the real world, XRP is smashing it. So this is my main investment. It's not my main trade, but my main investment. This is where I'm going to park all my money, because the ROI out of this is going to be much bigger than anything else. It's XRP, when it finally moves, typically it moves last, but it moves the highest, it moves the fastest. Look at this mini wave here, that was 8x, alright, 3x if you just play from bottom to bottom. Then you get another impulsive wave, that's a 34 times return on a Bitcoin. One Bitcoin. You make 34 Bitcoin playing this impulse. And what do we see on the MACD? On the daily time frame, we can see one spike, pull back to the 0 line, and the second spike. What can we see on the RSI? One spike, pull back to the 50, and a double top. Let's make this a bit clearer. We got the one spike. Look at this uptrend. Bang. And then we pull back, we slow down to the 50 MACD. Crosses down about here. The lagging indicator. It slows down to the 0. Then it picks up. RSI's picked up. There's double top is divergence, and this double top is lower than the first spike. So we know we're not going any higher than that. But on the price chart, we pull back, we break up, we consolidate a bit, and we break up again. This is how impulsive the markets are and how wavy they can be. Elliott waves, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's exactly what we're expecting to play out. And then we head up into this W, which does not break the neckline. It gets smashed by resistance, and we wind up in a down channel. Been experiencing a lot of these down channels lately. And when we think they're going to break up, they don't. It's unfortunate. So we're literally in here in a lot of the altcoins. And as soon as we hit that oversold level, we can see some serious price action, which is great. It's what we want to see. This is wave 1, this is wave 2, this is wave 3. By then the market's topped out. And then we enter the multi-year bear market. So we're likely to get moving again. Just like last time. Multi-year bear market, bang. Except the SEC case didn't rock up here. So we could end up going even higher than before once we get this clarification. But right now we're just holding the middle of that range. I'm explaining the kind of macro wave structure that the market has, especially against Bitcoin. Because people play it against the dollar. That's fair enough, we're all here to make money. But is your wealth stored in dollars, which is a bearish asset, which has been printed into oblivion, and that's why we're getting all this inflation? Or are you holding your wealth in Bitcoin, which is getting more and more powerful in terms of purchasing power? It's XRP against the dollar, not looking too good. We are in a bearish trend, but we've come down to support, made a bit of bullish divergence. We're making a higher high on the MACD, come down to the zero, and now we're moving up. This could still go either way, but I'm expecting support to hold and us to break through these resistances. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. VeChain, the altcoin of the day, versus Bitcoin. Now we can see that when these things get going, man, they really get going in both directions. That's a 75% correction. We've just had a 75% correction. What's likely to happen? A breakout. A 150% breakout. And then we do it all again. 50% correction into a double your money move. 380% into a 75% correction. This is how the altcoin market works. So yeah, you can sit here and trade it every day. And if you're good, you make a lot of good calls, you can do very, very well. It's hard to do that. This is a weekly time frame. We have more time to prepare. We can see when price is bottoming out. We can see when the MACD wants to cross up. And by then we can be in position for when it wants to break above the zero line. And then we can ride that trend to the top. Yeah, it might take a bit longer, but it's safer. And what's about to happen is it's making a falling wedge, a consolidation. Usually these break to the upside, especially in crypto. Falling channel, falling wedge, however you want to look at it. Now the MACD is starting to cross up. It's had 1, 2, 3 bounces, and it usually has 3 before it makes up its mind. Doesn't always, but it usually does. The longer it takes, the higher it breaks. That's on the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame, look where we are. We're at the zeros. We're just breaking out of the 50. We're now testing a previous top. So if we continue through and come here, we may get rejected, which is fine. It gives us more time to get in position. Because as long as this support line holds, we're good. But if this wants to break down on us, that's not so good. But literally, if we're going to come down to the 50, hover around here at the zero, and then this support line is going to be established, well then we've made divergence. We've made a higher low on the RSI while making a lower low in price. And then while price is flat, RSI is bullish. And what's happening? We're coming up to the 50, getting rejected. Coming up to the 50, getting rejected. Coming up to the 50, breaking out. Something's changing. So, this could be the start of something very big. But I could also be very wrong. Looking at the altcoin market, seem to have broken out against this falling channel, this falling wedge. Okay, we've broken up into past the zero territory. The signal line is at 40 or 30. This one's at 100. And they're in bullish formation. The RSI has broken out of the 50, pulled back, and made a higher high. We're getting a little bit oversold here, but it's only on the stochastics. If we can hold this, or even come down and make a retest like I was talking about in Ethereum, then we get continuation here. That is technically very, very bullish. And then we can go and start tagging some more resistance and looking to break it. As long as support holds and we're pushing up higher and higher, that's what we want to see, until resistance holds and support doesn't. As we've seen back here, support did not hold, resistance won. New low, lower high. Support didn't hold, resistance won. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, all the way down. But now things seem to be changing. Could be wrong, because the Fed is pumping trillions of dollars into the market, and as soon as they stop that, it's game over. But until then, the charts are looking good. Now that's been plenty from me. If you want to see more, and you can, I've put it all in the Discord, and I'll show you very quickly. The link is in the description below. Okay, this is literally VeChain as we just spoken about, as well as Hedera Hashgraph, Harmony 1, XLM, XRP, Ethereum, and I'll be filling this out more and more. And that's on the Bitcoin pair. There is plenty of altcoins here too in the dollar pair. Okay, as well as strategies, resources for you to learn, and as well as other things like what's happening on the blockchain in terms of staking, gaming, NFTs, stuff for music, and if you want to develop, this is where you come to learn how. So guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like button, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Trend. Bye.